Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys along with me to go to like a little bookish fair, like market situation. It's in Orange County, I think, like in that like Orange County area. My mom is going to go with me and I'm going to just take you guys along. It is raining today, but it's not like thundering or anything. So hopefully by the time we get there, it'll be a little bit less, and it's about an hour drive. So wish us luck, but I will take you guys along.
She has done her she'll do actual like in it.
So I am back home from the little bookish market event sort of situation. I don't really know, it's a market, but it was like all bookish related things with like a couple little random stuff. But I wanted to go over everything that I picked up and over a couple indie authors I didn't buy from, but I thought sounded interesting and I wanted to share them. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So to start off with, the first thing that is not actually like book related is this little place called Mama Said. It is a hand, well, not specifically a hand lotion, but it's tallow like cream, and they have balms. They have unscented and scented, and I picked up the scented one. It's like a lavender frankincense. It smells so good. And this is the cream. I have a balm that I use at work, so I figured I would pick up one that's cream from a different brand than the one that I have at work, but I really liked it. They had testers and it was like so soft and so smooth and just smelled so good. And it literally has 4 ingredients, and she said that you could put on your face, on your hands, whatever. So I decided to pick that up. Now the rest of these things are book related or are actual books. The first one is this book called The Mud Puddle Manual of Natural Magic by Sierra Bloom. It's a cozy fantasy novel. I love cozy fantasy, cozy mystery, like things like that. And so I was already intrigued, and then they said it was like a cross between like Harry Potter and practical magic. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna pick this up. So there are multiple books in the same world, but apparently you can read them standalone. This one though is the first book that she wrote, and so there is more information about like the world and the magic system and stuff like that in this book, at least like to start. So I went ahead and grabbed this one. And then it also came with this, it says the Magpie Oracle mini reading. So I think it's like a little tarot card of some kind. That's what she said. And I guess in like the third book is when these come more into play, but you get one with every purchase. I got The Clever Fox. So cute. And then there is a QR code on the back where you can like read about it, but this is her business card. I'll make sure that it's clear. If it's not, I'll insert a picture. So these next things are not actual books, but they're like bookish things. And then the next one is called The Late Hour, Stories from the Insomniac. It's like, I want to say, he said it was an anthology. He has multiple. I want to say there's like 4 books. And it's basically just about this guy who can't sleep and he's listening to a podcast. And the guy, the author, said that it's not necessarily horror, but it's more like creepy, like eerie kind of stuff about kind of like if I hadn't gone out that night, like that weird creepy thing might not have happened to me. It's like borderline true crime is what it sounded like. And it sounded really good, and I was gonna pick it up, but I was only gonna get it if my mom was also gonna read it, and she didn't really seem like she wanted to read it. So I did grab his Linktree scan, and you can pick up his books online, like an e-version. So I think I'm gonna do that. This next one is called Wolf of Fury by KJ Pierce. This one sounded intriguing, but it did also kind of sound like, you know, your stereotypical fantasy, romantic-y style book. And I'm trying not to pick those up so much right now, just because I feel like I have so much of that right now. But it did sound interesting, so I wanted to grab the blurb so I could share it with everyone. So this is, from what I've gathered and what she told me, about a 500-year-old woman who is involved with a 30-something-year-old prince. So the roles are kind of reversed, obviously. Well, not obviously, but a lot of the times, you know, the fantasy-esque person is the male, and they're usually, you know, like 1,000 years old or whatever, and then the girls are like 18 years old. So she was like, I wanted to flip that. And so the woman is, I think she said like 300, and the man is like 32, which also I like because he's an actual adult and not like an 18 or 20-year-old. KJ Pierce, her Instagram is Kendra Reads and Writes. I picked up a business card from Cozy Girls Getaways. That was kind of fun. She hosts getaways for bookish people. She said she does bachelorettes and birthday parties, but they also, as a company, put on events, and you can buy tickets to go and stay and do these little vacations with other readers, and that was really cute. And then this next little goodie I got when I purchased the next book I'm going to show you, but it is a bookmark and then some stickers from the author. So I'm not the biggest romance reader, and all she writes is romance, but she said she writes romance comedy, so like more rom-com-y style, and I was like, okay, I could get behind that. So I started asking her some questions about her books, and she showed me one book that I had just randomly, you know, I was like, oh, what's that one about? And so I did end up buying that one, and I'll tell you why in just a second, but she gave me just some cute little stickers. Some of them are related to her books, and then her little business card and bookmark. And then these are all of the books that she's written. She's also like super nice, this lady. So all of her books are set in like really specific like scenic places. So she said she had some that were like in Virginia, and I want to say like Minnesota, and then she had some that were set here in California and LA, and then in London. And so she had pointed out one that was a standalone that was set in LA and London. And because I'm not the biggest romance reader, a lot of her other books were in series or in like well, all of them are interconnected somehow, some way. She said that in her series, a lot of the side characters are in the standalone ones that she was telling me about. But this one specifically was a standalone, and it took place in LA and England. And I was like, okay, that sounds kind of cute, and it was a little bit shorter than the other ones. And I wanted to support her. She seemed really nice. So I was like, well, let me read that one, and like, let's see what that one's about. It's called Her Last First I Love You, and her name is Brittany Larson. This is what the book looks like. And I was reading it, and the male main character, the love interest, is named Jeffrey, and it's spelled with a G, like my boyfriend. So I was like, I think that's a sign. I'll go ahead and pick up this book because the male main character, the love interest, has the same name as my boyfriend. And it says, when she meets the handsome and charismatic Jeffrey on her flight to London, she makes it clear she's immune to his charms. She has no time for romance, not when she's staging the biggest job of her career. So I was like, okay, I'll get it. So that's everything that I picked up at this little bookish market that I went to with my mom. It was super fun. There were some clips that I showed beforehand. It was not like raining, it was just drizzling a little bit, but there were a decent amount of people, and so I didn't want to film too much, but I did take a couple clips, and those you guys have already seen. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe you'll pick up some of these indie authors' books. Everything that I talked about today sounded really interesting to me, and I thought that, you know, I would share that with everybody. But I hope that you guys found something interesting that you could take away from this video. And if you like my content and enjoy watching my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell, since I'm not the most consistent on here, although I am trying. But if you want to get notified when I post, don't forget to hit that little bell, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!